Hey guys, what's up? It's Robby here with World of Games, and we have huge news about Assassin's Creed Empire, including what appears to be its new retail name, plus new gameplay details about the world size, characters, weapons, and yep, it looks like naval combat will return in some way. Plus, I'm going over your top comments, so be sure to leave a comment down below for a chance for it to end up in the video. So guys, let's do this. Several reputable media outlets, sources all in the description below by the way, are now reporting that a new insider suggests that Assassin's Creed Empire is now called Assassin's Creed Origins. It will still take players to the open world of Egypt. Players will be playing with two characters, a man and a woman, as also seen in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I personally really loved this system. I thought it worked very, very well and tied the story together neatly, and I'm very excited to see what they do with this in the future. And the progression system is apparently reminiscent of, get this guys, Skyrim with a deep RPG-like system this time around. That's awesome to hear, and I cannot wait to see what they do with the RPG system. I've always said they should go full into the RPG mechanics, and as we've seen Assassin's Creed release over the years, even with AC Syndicate, they really dived into more and more with the RPG aspect. So also, this is rumored to be by far the biggest Assassin's Creed game ever created to date, and allows players to journey up to Greece thanks to the return of naval combat. And while I wouldn't expect naval combat to be the central focus, much like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, players will apparently be exploring up and down the Mediterranean Sea. I personally prefer staying to the rooftops and experiencing the city through fluid parkour. That's my thing, but what do you guys like best, naval combat or exploring the city through parkour? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe you enjoy both. At the end of the day, I do hope players have freedom and choice as to how they can traverse the game world, but I expect this game to be absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to see what the Mediterranean Sea looks like. Now, the source for this info went on to further describe the game, saying, "I didn't get to look at it for long, but it was art for a reservation card for a US retailer. The game is called Assassin's Creed Origins and looks very much like it is set in Egypt. The artwork had a city with a pyramid in the background. In the center of the card, there is a new assassin walking towards the city. It looked like he was carrying a shield, a bow, and he had a hawk of some sort on his shoulder. Last bit of note is the reservation is for the gold edition of the game, which has the base game, the season pass, and comes in a steelbook packaging. No idea what the price will be. This isn't the first time I found out about a game thanks to my work, and in past experiences, the game is usually announced before our printer ships the cards or shortly after." End quote. Now that sounds pretty badass, and I really like the sound of the character being described here with the bow and the hawk. It kind of is reminiscent of what they were doing with Assassin's Creed 3. I really loved the use of the bow and arrow in that game. Now, another source close to Ubisoft did describe an internal video that was described as an Origins teaser. Now, it apparently began by showing scenes of Egypt before transitioning between different time periods and locations throughout history, including an Asian country, World War II era France, and a modern-day Abstergo Industries facility. Now, this video was apparently a blending of gameplay and CGI, and they don't know if it's going to be shown to the public in its current form or heavily edited to show something different, but that sounds pretty badass. I'm very curious about World War II era France. I always thought personally that would make an amazing Assassin's Creed location, as well as feudal Japan, of course. But guys, what do you make about all of this news? Leave a comment down below, and now it's time to go over your top comments. So remember, your comment may end up in a future video. Let's do this. So the Liberator goes on to say, yo, hopefully there's some contact with the Greeks, maybe Spartan assassin type armor. Yes, I totally agree with you guys. I cannot wait to see what they do with the Mediterranean Sea and exploring Greece. And maybe, you know, eventually in the future of the Assassin's Creed franchise, we could see something about a Spartan. Can you imagine that one? There's so much they could do with Assassin's Creed. I feel like history is just like an open book. There's so much potential. And Corey McKee says, good, I'm glad it's staying on single player only. There's too much multiplayer crap these days. Plus, single-player games last longer and don't rely and require servers and a large player base to keep the game running. I really do think they made the right decision with Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and they have started going in the right direction by focusing on single-player. I mean, look at games like Skyrim, look at recent releases like Horizon Zero Dawn. There is still significant room for single-player only games. A lot of us really enjoy them. That's not to say that it would be cool to see some sort of multiplayer component, but when you begin melding the multiplayer component into the actual single-player world like we saw with AC Unity, you usually end up with major stability issues. I also wonder if they sometimes should take the Mass Effect Andromeda approach of approaching the guild and accessing a co-op mode that's separate from the single player where you can go on separate missions together. That's something that I think I would like to see with Assassin's Creed as a franchise from here on, really to make sure that the game is stable for the future. But guys, thanks so much for your comments and for watching and for your continued support. Look forward to more coverage on Assassin's Creed Empire, also known now as Assassin's Creed Origins. Thanks guys, I will see you later and soon enough in Egypt.